What's up, y'all? What's up? Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. How everybody doing today? Good evening, good evening. I see y'all up in here. Guys, I'm trying to be on time. I'm trying to be on time with the Diddy. Anybody got some Tootsie Rolls out there? Can we get a couple Tootsie Rolls? Yeah, but what's up? What's up? We gonna start with the well, I'm gonna start with this clip, but I do want to get into a boner and the Jane Doe lady that came up today, and everybody is so trying to find out who Jane Doe is, and we don't know, but yeah, people getting in trouble for going on social media trying to dox this lady. They shutting channels down. They is going off. Somebody got arrested today, a Diddy supporter, right where Miss Combs and the family was coming out, and he ran up. I don't know what he said or what he was trying to do, but he got arrested right in front of the courthouse while they was coming out right at the end, because court was over for the day, and he ran up, and yeah, they took. I don't know what he said because you can't hear what he was saying, but he did run up on Miss Combs and got himself arrested. Yeah, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm gonna get into this clip first. All right, hey, Sweco baby, girl, it be going down up there. It's going down up there. Did you go down there and see Diddy case? Cause I know you right up there. Girl, they wilding up there. Oh God. Yeah, but somebody wound up getting into some stuff, some trouble messing with the Diddy. Mom, she said hell no. She said hell no. All right, let's get into this clip, yo, cause Diddy was he was acting the fool today. I don't know what the hell he had, cause now he can stay with the lawyers up to 10 o'clock now to work allegedly working on the case. And the judge agreed to it because they said that they need more time to help basically work on the case and this, that, and the other. But they probably be sneaking him something. I don't know because today he was off allegedly acting a little strange. All right, let's get to this clip. All right, yeah, this come from I think it's NBC News.
Scolded Sean Diddy Combs' legal team. He says he saw their client making facial expressions at the jury. He told them during a sidebar, I saw your client looking at the jury, and if it does, it may require a curative instruction given to the jury or further measures. Examination continued of Brianna Bongolan. She testified Wednesday that Sean Combs held her over a 17th-story balcony in 2016, then threw her onto patio furniture, injuring her. The defense questioned the date of the alleged incident. They say metadata from her phone of the picture she took of her injuries shows a date of September 26, 2016. But they say Combs was on tour and in New Jersey and New York at that time. They showed a hotel bill for September 26 for an in-room breakfast in New York City. The defense said a person cannot be in two places at once.
Man, remember when I told y'all Diddy is not that stupid? He be lining shit up. But what had happened was, um, they trying to discredit all the victims. It seemed like now I believe that the situation happened, but she just had the dates wrong, and allegedly she did not take the injury pictures on the same day as the situation happened. So now I'm doing good, man. Oh, the Sweco. Yeah, Sweco up in here. That's my ride or die, shorty. But yeah, so they looking at her all side eye and basically going to do her like they did Capricorn and sitting up there telling in front of the juror that you is a liar. Like where they do this at? First of all, that's called like badgering the witness, I think. Is that called badgering the witness? But yes, so they making it seem like this lady is lying, and this stuff happened 10 years ago. Sometimes we don't even remember what happened last week on the exact same day. So come on now they trying to make it seem like this lady is lying. But all right, let me let it finish.
Ma'am, you came in here and lied to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I can't agree with you, she replied. On redirect, prosecutors asked, do you know the exact date of when the balcony incident happened? She said no, as she told the jury. On recross, the defense pointed to her civil lawsuit she filed against Combs. You're seeking $10 million. Isn't that true? She replied, I'm seeking the defense.
Oh, why she said that? She said, "Is you seeking? Can I have your light again? Is you seeking just basically the $10 million for the money?" She said she's seeking whatever that the judge feel is correct, and she should have just been like, "I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for justice. This is what happened to me. By any means, he did this, and they trying to make it seem like she lying to get money and put a daggone charge on Diddy. When everybody around him, we didn't heard this the third person that he done slammed or choked up, or now he dangled her allegedly off of a 17-story building by her breast. So he must have had it from the back, holding her ass, and they said she real tiny. So even still, he's supposed to pull her back and just threw her to the patio furniture, and this was glass furniture, and that's how she injured her leg and all of that stuff. You know, it's crazy. And then not even only that, 3 days later, he made Cassie call her to try to make her settle, as though like just this hush hush money, don't say nothing. Hey baby girl, I know the subject is about Puffy and his love for people, but you need to get back on this now too. I know everybody keep on saying that. Everybody keeps saying that. I'm gonna get back on this. I do, y'all. But I do. All right, I'm gonna give me. I had some stuff, but it's all late now. Like everything done. You know what I mean, but yeah, I'm gonna get back on. I think Tiffany she just pissed me off, and I was just, oh, I was just pissed off with her. I just had to, like mentally, I just had to leave that bitch alone. Sorry for my language, but yeah, she just took me to all the way. I wanted to punch her. Like it just was too much for me. But yeah. So back to Bona. So Bona said also that they be high for days. So that was another thing. The defense was like, well, if you be high for days, do you believe that this happened? And she keep on telling her, absolutely, this happened. I might be high, but I remember what happened to me. I mean, who the fuck? Even if you high, you gotta remember. All right, if you fell on your arm and bust your leg up, your knees up, you fell on a glass table or something. Like that's kind of far fetched though too. Like who falls on a glass table? Even if you do, if somebody slam you or throw you on it, that's force. That what I'm saying. You're gonna probably break that table because you got thrown with force. Don't mean you good, baby. You good. But yeah, so they was trying to make it seem like this girl was lying so bad, but they didn't know that they had the receipt. Everything goes to the cloud. Let's get back into
Asked, "No, ma'am," she said. $10 million to be exact, the defense asked. "No, ma'am." On the lunch break, the judge scolded Sean Diddy Combs' legal team. He says,
yeah. So my thing, like I was saying, she shouldn't have just been saying, all right, she do have a case, um, or did have a case trying to get 10 mil out of Puff, but mm, I don't know where that's going. But as of right now, I know they couldn't really talk about a lot of stuff, but this is another thing. They probably because D Rock also he was basically when Cassie and him had the fight or whatever, because they keep going back to this fight situation. When they was having a fight or whatever, whatever, So what happened was D Rock, what's her name? Cassie was looking for Puff. She haven't seen them in a couple days and all of this stuff. So he asked them basically about her eye. Is her eye still injured? And tell her or act like I don't want to deal with her no more. You know what I'm saying? But basically, watch her. Make sure she don't go nowhere. Like at the end of the day, he still, even after he whipped the video that they keep on showing forever. Like, and my whole thing is, even he apologized. Then wait, remember he erased it too. But all right, that still might be in the cloud. Well, everything go in the cloud. But remember he erased it after people caught wind and people was talking about it, and it went viral because he sat there and apologized after that tape came out because he believed that once he spent that 10 mil, the 100,000, he thinking that it's over. That tape was never going to resurface again, but it did. It did, and they was saying how grainy the tape was. Of course, it was. Yeah, we talked about that the other day. But they were saying how grainy the tape was. But guess how long ago that was? The technology, we wasn't even in 5K. We in 5K now. What we had 2K then? It was like 2K, like 2G, what they call it, the kilobyte, the K. But anyway, videos back in the day was grainy because there was an old ass phone. What the hell you expect? The guy that worked for the like he tried to enhance the video to the best way that he could, and it was still kind of grainy. And they was like, "Well, who the shadowy figure running up the hall? Of course, who else could it be?" Like they be acting like they have retarded. Oh, 2G. Yeah, but they acting like they have retarded. Of course you seen the shadow. Because everybody have a shadow if you standing at a certain angle. I got a shadow right now at the wall. Okay, they seen the shadow. What is that ghostly looking figure? That's his shadow. It was only him and her in the hallway at that time before the security came. So nobody else was there. So is y'all trying to say that the shadow beat Cassie up and dragged her? Like, come on, they trying it. They is really trying it. They is trying it, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, they is trying it. So yeah, and also Bona said that they would smoke cocoa puffs and all of this, and that's supposed to be like I guess a lace blunt. I don't know how back in that time it's like mostly all the famous people was doing cocaine and all kinds of stuff. They was doing all of that. And she said that a guy came to bring some pills and all of this stuff, and his name was Ray J. So thought it's Ray J, and she was like, no, I don't think it was him. But come on, y'all, we already know. Now Ray J was supposed to have been the one supplying a lot of these films. Now, mind you, they stopped P. Diddy from getting prescriptions because he was using Frank Black and all of this stuff. A lot of his stuff was under Frank Black. The hotels, no, Frank Black. Frank White is some, you know who Frank White is. Anyway, it was under Frank Black. So basically, he done used up all his he used it up. So they was like he can't do no more prescriptions here. So now I guess they had to get Ray J. Now y'all know allegedly Ray J supposed to have been the one that gave Whitney Houston some pills. Allegedly. So boom, she would say that, he'll come and drop some of these pills off at like, some of the parties or the freak offs, and they would do drugs for days. Days. You know. So again, they still was trying to be like, trying to throw her basically her whole testimony out the box, making it seem like Bona is a liar. I don't believe Bona lied. I just believe that she just had a couple things, a little misconstrued. Brooke said, yeah. Yes, honey. They are trying to throw this case off real bad, but I don't think that the government is going to let them. They just got to come back stronger. But again, they didn't know that they found out these text messages with Cassie to D-Rock talking about because Bona did not want to take no, not Bona. Yeah, Bona didn't want to take the hush hush money. So she had to report it whereas though to D-Rock and say that boom, she wouldn't take the money. So now we stuck because now Bona is scared. She don't want to take the money. She don't want no parts of it. She just wanted to do her lawsuit for the 10 mil, and I guess that's still going on. I'm not sure because I haven't looked into that. But she did not want to basically no, hell no. So they was on her ass about that, trying to make it seem like she was a liar and all of this stuff. But yeah. So let's get into today because that was yesterday. Well, that was a little bit of the rest of from yesterday because Bona was on trial from yesterday to today, this morning, and then they brought in Jane Doe, which is the lady. She came in with fully covered face. Now you can't see her face. You couldn't, what I'm saying? Black she had on black like a I don't know, it looked like kinda like the sketch to me looked like kinda like a ski mask aired out. I don't know. But it was something like a veil. It was yeah, she can see out but they couldn't see in. So she got that on. So she gets up there and basically saying how he was very charming, I'ma say. Um yeah, I'm gonna break it down a little bit for y'all, but he was like a charming guy. And then I didn't know that he used to mess with her friend. So basically you messing with him and he used to mess with your friend. Like, make this make sense. Like, from what I hear, Diddy messed with a lot of his girlfriends, homegirls, or friends, or they basically, was in the beat together. But anyway, he introduced her to some of the freak offs and stuff like that, and she didn't feel comfortable with the freak offs, and she would stress this to him, over different times. But she was saying that she fell in love with him, so she was just doing what she was trying to make him happy because she wanted to be with him and she thought that he was going to be a significant other. I guess she had marriage on her mind or this sweep you off your feet romance. He done took her to the yacht. They done had romantic meals and dinners and all of this stuff. At one point, they got to talking about some of the freak offs and stuff, and she was saying like how they have to dance around and allegedly, y'all, these some of this is my words, but I add on a little bit, because I be playing around making a joke, but it's not funny. But anyway, they would be dancing around, putting baby oil on them, and just getting nice, getting high. They probably had shroom, what's it called, shrooms, ecstasy. I know she said at one point they had like some pink powder. Um, and remember they found pink powder in one of his raids when they raided the hotel room. You know, before he was gonna go take that trip, they went up in there and they found pink powder, baby oil, and all of this other drugs, hella drugs, and all of that stuff. So anyway, she was saying how it was mandatory for her to like be all down and wear your hair a certain way. You definitely have to have the white polish. Can't do nothing without the white polish. You already know. So after a while, she just was like, I ain't feeling it, you know. But she definitely participated because, again, she said that she was in love with him. Now, I'm guessing this is before he started messing with Cassie, before he became the absolute monster that he is. Because for some reason, well, of as yet, we haven't heard of him fighting on her or DVing her. Not yet. So, we don't know. But she was saying she bumped into him going to the bathroom, and she was saying like how he was so charming, he was so nice to her, and all of this stuff. And then one night they had a movie night, and they was chilling, laid back, listening, watching movies, and all of this stuff. He's serenading her, and all of this stuff. But then he texting another woman on us, like right there where she at, talking about he want to take her out. Like what the heck, what the hell? You know, hey Jeff, what's up, Jeff, baby? So yeah, so she was still going with the flow and hanging in there because he would throw her thousands of dollars and just be like, that's just for you, like so she was just enjoying her life at that point. Again, another young woman, and she's living the lifestyle. Like I have never had or never seen this kind of money. I never been able to, what I'm saying? At this time she was saying she was a single woman, a single mom. So she kept on expressing though that she don't like this freak off stuff. So I guess at some point I don't think Eva too, she was more sexual than Cassie. I don't think she was sexual like Cassie. 'Cause I know Cassie. She said she basically she was a sexual person. She liked it to have sex and stuff. So I don't think this Jane Doe was as that open into having and doing some of that stuff. She probably was like real uptight, couldn't really get comfortable with it and stuff like that. So they made a plan. He said, "Well, let's just do this. We can just be what he said. It's gonna be like a sex." He ain't say it like that. I forget the word that she called it, but it wasn't like a relationship. Relationship. It was like more like a friends with benefits type of situation. So she agreed. So he was like, "Well, what you want to accept? Like, what you want to take for that? Because we can do that. What's up? How you? I mean." So she was like, "Just give me like 15K." He was like, "No, no, I ain't doing no 15K." So she was like, "Oh, I can't get 15. Nah." Said I'll give you 10. She was like, "But I want 15, nigga." I'll give you 10. You can take 10 for right now. So she went on and took that 10. So she's saying what she did was order a home and this, that, and the, well, apartment, if I'm not mistaken. She basically got somewhere to stay with the 15. Well, with the 10, my bad. So there was like, but they would still hook up and stuff like that. But she didn't get what she was asking for, but she did get something out of the deal. You all know how it goes. She got at least something. Give me something. So she was, all right, I'll just take that. Shoot. But she just wasn't happy with a lot of the freak off stuff. You make sure she got her money and everything.
Next, the case against music mogul Sean Diddy.
About to play this video real quick for y'all guys. Casey was down with all of it at the beginning. Jane wanted to get over it. Yeah, absolutely. Jane Doe was like, "Oh no, I ain't gonna be able to do this." But I mean, we gonna get into that too because she.
Diddy Combs.
All right, the judge issuing a stern warning to Diddy's defense today.
And Fox says Lisa Evers was inside the courtroom when it all went down. Lisa, what happened?
Scorching hot inside there. The court ruled to Diddy and said that he had to stop staring at jurors and nodding his head repeatedly while testimony was going on. The judge even saying that he saw it happen twice and warned Diddy that if it happens again, he will take action, which could include banning Diddy from the courtroom itself. Now, Diddy accuser Brianna Bongelin was back on the witness stand today for cross-examination, which is just as tough as yesterday. She's the shorter of the two blondes, you see. She claimed that Diddy dangled her over the 17th floor balcony in Los Angeles, then shoved her into furniture, causing minor injuries. Diddy attorney Nicole Westmoreland arrived at court with a clear battle plan. She subjected Brianna to a relentless cross-examination, getting her to admit that after the alleged balcony incident, she sat and smoked a blunt with Diddy. Yesterday, Westmoreland got her to admit that she was a drug dealer with an extensive catalog of illegal drugs, everything from ketamine to cocaine and ecstasy to acid and all types of pills. Today, Westmoreland claimed Diddy was not even in Los Angeles when this dangling over the balcony incident allegedly happened. She produced what appeared to be a hotel receipt from the Trump International Hotel in New York City for a 5-day period when that occurred. Now, there was also fascinating testimony this afternoon from a witness who was going under a new accuser going under the pseudonym Jane. She testified that she went to the Bahamas with Diddy during a drug-fueled trip, that for which she was paid $10,000 after that, and that they grew closer, but that eventually he was asking her to participate in freak-offs, and there were also numerous payments and wire transfers to her, supposedly for rent. That's the latest here from federal court. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News. Back to you in the studio.
They got everybody saying freak offs now. Now the news even saying freak off. But yeah. So they did try to discredit Mona. They did. They definitely did. They fried them real good. So anyway, back to what was going on in the courtroom. So at one point, Diddy had the nerve to stand up in court now, in front of the judge, stand up and act like, well, he poured himself a glass of water. And stood up, drinking the water, like it's just a normal day. Like, and the judge looking at him like, what the hell is you doing? Then he drunk his little water, still standing there for a minute, looking at the judge looking at him, jury looking at him, he looking at them. He just like what are you doing? He just standing there. So his lawyer stood up with him and act like he's stretching, just trying to basically make it seem like it's a normal thing and this, that, and the third. And the judge is still sitting there appalled, like what is really going on? Like, so I'm like, he was trying to intimidate the judge too. Like, what the hell is really going on? So he finally sat down or whatever. But I just like, what was all of that about? I'm just not understanding. Like, why are you standing in the middle of a court session just to drink of water? You can pour some water while you're sitting down. I'm quite sure you didn't did that. And all right, so back to the little news little thing that I just played, news clip. So like I said, Diddy was not. He had this kind of plan, and this is what made her look messed up because the dates that was on the receipts. Okay, Diddy was not there, but he was still letting them stay in their hotel room because he still had it for a couple days left on it. So why not, I'll let y'all stay here and I'm up out of here, you know what I'm saying? After the fact, after he done drew Bona and messed up her leg and all of this stuff. So, all right, so we still got the telly for a couple more days. So you can stay here. You can, you know what I'm saying, da da da. And he got the hell up out of there. So, boom. She ordered different stuff to the room and this and the third. See, we don't know. He probably told her, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back, like, you know what I'm saying? But boom, he done went over, I think they say he was in New Jersey or somewhere else, but he was not in town around the time she produced these receipts. But again, that's still not saying that he didn't slam her against that porch furniture because he could have did that the day before, and that's what kind of got her messed up, you know. And then a couple other things, she was like, "Well, I don't remember," and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 boom. So it's like, oh, she's just making her own testimony look like it's not true because you not. But this is 10 years ago, y'all. Like it still was 10 years ago. It's hard to remember a lot from 10 years ago. So that's kind of where they got her on. Um, because if he wasn't there, like they said, if he wasn't there, how can he do that to you? But I believe that it happened before he left, and that's probably why he left because you booked these rooms for a couple days, and if you knew you was going on tour, why would you book the hotel, the telly, if you know you ain't going to be there all of that long time? So obviously, you must, you know what I'm saying, y'all, you mean, I'll be back, or you know what I'm saying, I'm going to run over here, go do my shows, and da da da, boop, boop, boop. And allegedly, this is just my opinion. Um, because what was the purpose of leaving them in their hotel room? And she ordered different stuff and da da da, boop, 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 but he was not in town. So that just made it look like a conflicted story on her because she didn't have her dates all the way together. And her dates was just conflicted, you know. Um, but they just trying to make her seem like she a liar. I mean, like people have different sides to it. Some people believe her, some people don't. You know, I believe her. I just don't believe that it happened when she said that it happened. I believe that it happened, but I just don't believe that it happened when she said that it happened, and that's where they got her tricked up at. So that's Bona. That's Bona, y'all. So don't get it mixed up with the Jane Doe. You know, so back to Jane Doe. So Jane Doe saying that you know, being as though she was hanging with Diddy so much, you know, her social media platform was Hey, bitch, so my love. What's up, baby? Being as though she was hanging around. Make sure y'all hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, y'all. Being as though she was hanging around Diddy so much and being his number one girl at the time, her social media platform was basically failing. It was not doing good. So she was like, well, she just wanted, to keep her stuff up. So she was like, well, I'm thinking about doing like an OnlyFans or whatever. And Diddy was like, basically, no, you're not going to do no OnlyFans. So that messed that situation up. Cause she was like, and they asked her, well, what are you gonna do on what you was gonna do on OnlyFans? So I'm gonna do some lingerie, might do a little couple nudities and stuff like that. You know, doing what people like to see on. I don't know how OnlyFans go, but I thought it was like a sex thing, a sexual platform. But basically, she was saying that she just wanted to model her little lingeries and stuff like that. Might do a couple little nude photos or pose nude and stuff like that. But she didn't really say it was gonna be like an actual thing, or she was gonna do some acts of that kind of nature. So it was like he didn't want her to do it, so she was like, she not gonna do it because again, she just want to please old boy. She want to make sure, like, she make him happy because she felt as though that they was in a relationship and she left it. Then so they were still doing the little freak offs and stuff like that, and she kept on telling him she didn't like it. So he basically told her, "Well, check this out. I pay your little stuff. Keep on giving you the 10 for 90 days, and basically you go your way and I go my way. You ain't gotta be just walk away. You ain't gotta be my girl no more. And she really was kind of upset. She didn't want that because she needed the money. She wanted the money. You know what I'm saying? When you live in a certain type of lifestyle and for you to go from that to nothing, how you going to pay these bills? How you going to, you know what I'm saying? Even after 90 days, what the hell I'm going to do? What the hell? What the hell? Like, what am I going to do? What is I'm going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? So she just was like, she ain't know what to do. And they had code names. They called themselves Bert and Ernie. You know what the hell? They called them themselves Bert and Ernie. They was like, that was their little love names and stuff like that. But, yeah, it just was, a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, he was giving her the 10K for the allowance, but he was telling her, what the hell, if you don't want to be with me and you don't want to do these freak offs, because it wasn't like, he ain't say, look, I'm going to stop the freak offs. He's saying basically is either the freak offs or not. I pay your little, you get your little 10K for 90 more days. Because it give her like 10K for the allowance, but that was for her to help do the freak offs and stuff. And like I said, I don't think she was in it like Cassie was, because Cassie would help bring people in and stuff like that. Yeah, she was loving her little shopping sprees and all of that stuff. But he was like, if basically you ain't, basically, this is my words, this is my opinion. If you ain't doing no freak offs, I ain't gonna keep on paying you no motherfucking 10K. I'ma just pay it after 90 days. You don't wanna do no freak offs, ain't no more 10K. No 10K for you. Nothing for you. Like you said, Misty, addicted to the lifestyle. Yeah, like girl, and you young too. But my whole thing is you messed with Diddy and that was your friend. That was your friend boyfriend or he was dealing with her and you gonna deal with her sloppy second. Baby. A hot mess. girlfriend. And you know what I'm saying? She probably left because she didn't want to do no freak offs. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't ask your homegirl why she ain't dealing with him? Or they probably got into a spat because now I found out that you sneaking off with my dude. Y'all on the yacht together and all of this stuff. What the hell? Like, okay, that's how you gonna do it. Y'all know how females be. You gonna do that? All right, F you. We ain't got to chill with each other no more. You know? But, Diddy was a hoe. A HOE. Yes, he was. He was definitely a hoe. And he believed that his money could make him do anything. But I don't think he gonna beat all these cases. I don't think so. But they keep on discrediting this discrediting the witnesses. They gonna eat her up to. They gonna eat Jane Doe up to. Real watch. Probably tomorrow. It's gonna go down tomorrow. They probably start eating in her story. But she haven't really said nothing whereas though that like he abused her or anything. She haven't even said nothing of that nothing of that nature. Right now it's just the beginning. Everything was peaching. Everything was so beautiful. It was just, oh, he swept me off my feet. He made me fall in love with him. He bought me diamonds and pearls. He just give me spending money. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those right now. But she ain't getting to the whole nitty gritty yet. Because I know it's going to be some bombshells coming. Maybe more than that, Swecko said. I believe, listen, it might be. It might be a mistrial because they saying that they only need one person to say not guilty. So right now they got to make all 12 jurors basically be on the same page as guilty. Of course, he probably was making money for them freak offs because he was probably charging people. Like some of the celebrities, you want to come to my freak off? You got to give me 5K or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I believe so too. Because now you got, allegedly, you got women and allegedly boys that you can, you know what I mean, with and all of this stuff, you know, because like they said, Justin Bieber was passed around. So yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And y'all already know if they pass Justin off, y'all know they didn't pass Usher off too. You know, so they probably was like whatever your choice. You can get some young pussy, or you can get some real, you know what I'm saying, cat cat. Many people you never that participated in those efforts. Yeah, and guess what else I heard? I heard that they got 10 FO tapes and they got one audio tape. So I guess they're gonna bring them in next week. Those tapes. So y'all, it's gonna get real heated. I'm thinking about having a speak of the full man's version. I'm coming. Yes, he definitely acted like a pimp. He definitely acted like a pimp because, and remember, most of his people, some of these people that he would bring into the freak offs came from off the street. Give me your. Okay. Some of the people that he brought up in there, and put the phone number in the back chat. Don't put it on on the live. Put it on the back chat or at least put an email address in there. Like, oh, he really was a pimp. I believe so. They said his mother was a pimp. So he learned from the mom. He learned from the best. They said this mother was, they call them a madam. She was like a madam. She was a madam. That's what it is. It's the guys is the pimps, and the female ones are the madams. But yeah, y'all, they definitely got her caught up today. Got Bona caught up with that. I don't know how. Only thing that I know that they do have receipts of the text messages and stuff like that of him 3 days later after he hung her and threw her allegedly on that 17th floor. They do have 3 days later where he was basically trying to pay her off so she wouldn't even talk about this no more. Learn from the best. Yeah. So that's one thing that could corroborate the story, but the only thing, her times is not, like, her dates is not adding up. That's the only thing. But that doesn't mean that it did not happen. You know, it is suspicious. Right, because why would you want to pay somebody off if none of this happened? And you got out of there. Even though you allegedly went on tour or wherever you went, but you wasn't there, so it made it seem like she was there. I think he left her and Cassie there together. And he didn't like Bona's and Cassie relationship. So that was another reason why he did not like her, and he was, that's how they got into the situation, because she said she will go over Cassie's apartment and basically she'll stay for days and they just be getting, they probably go on shopping, well, they go shopping and things like that, but then sometimes they just be getting high. And she was an addict, and that's another thing that they put throwing in her face. You was an addict. Most addicts, they do whatever they gonna do to get high, because they gotta feed that urge, that need. But allegedly, she was saying that she's clean now. Um, but after they started grilling her, she was like, I don't even remember. I don't even. She should have said, I don't recall. But she's like, I don't remember after the fact, because they was badgering her so bad, and the judge was letting it go on. She just started being, I don't remember. Fuck it, I don't even remember, because it seemed like whatever I'm saying, this is my words, y'all. This is my opinion. Whatever I'm saying, y'all not believing me. Y'all badgering me, and y'all getting on me like I did something wrong. So now I don't remember. I don't even remember. How about the porn star in prison who was pimped out? The one that Ben came out. That's the one you talking about, Swecko. The one that Ben said that he was at a freak off and he got, you know what I'm saying, SA, that one. Because I believe he came out years ago. Oh, let me see what I got on my Insta. I think I have something that I wanted to present on my Insta. Let me see. I think I have something else that I wanted to show. But yeah. If you talking about that guy, I don't know. They need to bring him out. A lot of these guys that allegedly P Diddy was doing something too. What's the guy? Oh, all right, y'all. This is the lady. I wanted to show y'all the lady. This come from Gouda on the go. This is Gouda on the go. Yeah, he be there like every day. But this is the lady that had got put out the courtroom, and the lady that had like the little altercation with Not. They did hug and squashed it, but this is the lady. 5 million settlement. Jane is giving a good testimony. Yeah, so far. So she got a couple more days to do her thing. And then I guess they gonna rip her apart too. But right now she haven't said like far as I know that he like put hands on her or that she witnessed him putting hands on anybody else so far. I don't even believe that I got how long she was dealing with him. Because I don't even believe that they was dealing around with each other that long as him and Cassie. Couldn't have. Yeah. So I don't believe that their relationship lasted as long as and I don't believe that he was that attracted to her like that because she was not and participating as more as Cassie. Cassie was engaged in half of this stuff. I don't think Jane Doe was all that into it. She already said she told him several times, like, I don't like this. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't like freak offs. I'm not a freak off person. Ah! I'm about to show y'all the lady who got kicked out they got kicked out the courtroom the other day. I was trying to find it the other day, but I found it. She was, yeah, and she be out there every day, being loud. She is a Diddy supporter. She don't want his legacy to die. She was telling them to go ahead, pull their GUNs out, and all of this stuff. And basically, she told Diddy that they out there laughing at you and all of this stuff. And he was looking like, what the hell? But this lady be out there every day, like just being loud and obnoxious, talking crazy.
Lady,
What did you do to Mr. Gene Deal inside the courtroom right before my eyes?
Why you acting like
and
that?
why did I have to get in your face like this and tell you to
get
step
out
back
of
from
my
him?
face, bro.
Why
You
did I have
cannot do
to
that.
stand in front of Mr. Deal behind me and tell you to back up off of him?
Because it was two men handling business and you
And then what happened? But what happened?
That's for me to know.
But what did
Why
you
is you out here
do?
talking
So
about
why
that?
you not telling the truth? My name is
Because-
Candor.
look,
I'm transparent.
But
I'm
look
true.
how you right here. I can't have the same
C-A-N-D-O-R.
energy with you, sweetheart. I can't.
But you didn't have the same energy with him when he came outside either.
When he came outside, he left,
Man,
yo.
get out of here, pussy.
He left.
Doing it right,
He
bro.
left, yo. What are you talking? Am I supposed to be
outside with Gene Deal? You ain't do shit. You ain't do shit. You ain't do shit because I was outside with you. I was outside with you. You look like a fucking dickhead.
You smell like you sitting on an old period. You got an old period leaking out your pussy. So heavy.
Inside the courtroom.
Lady.
What did you do to
Look
Jill
at man.
inside the courtroom
Look how
right
you
before
acting.
my
Why you
eyes?
acting like
and
that?
why did I have to get
Yes,
in your
that's
face like this
not-
and tell you to
Get
step
out of
back
my
from
face,
him?
bro.
Why
You
did I have
cannot do
to
that.
stand in front of Mr. Deal behind me and tell you to back up off of him?
Because it was two men handling business and you
And then what
assert
happened?
yourself, yo.
But what happened?
That's for me to know.
But what did
Why
you
is
do?
out here talking
So
about
why
that?
you not telling the truth? My name
Because-
is Candor.
look
I'm
how-
transparent.
But
I'm
look
true.
how you right here. I can't have the same
C-A-N-D-O-R.
energy with you. I can't.
But you didn't have the same energy with him when
So he,
Man,
yo,
get out of here.
he left. He left.
Yeah, but that's the lady that they had put out. Now, that's not the day that she got put out, but that's just one of the days when her and Do Not had the first altercation when he supposedly got banged by Gene Deal. That's that day. But I think like the next day, I remember. I remember he docked Sheepish stole my dog. I struck his channel. I remember he died. Right. That's when, you know what I mean? 'Cause we, we came from over there, but that's the lady that they got put out. That's her. And yeah. She was time enough though for tonight. I ain't even going out. I kind of like her. She just a little bit wacky, but she was not playing with him. But they they hugged it out, and I ain't gonna say they friends, but they did hug it out and basically squash their little whatever they had going on. She be out there every day. I haven't seen her on nobody thing today so far, but I know that she normally be out there every day making the ruckus. Today I didn't see her. Well, I didn't see her today. I'm quite sure she was out there. Candor. Her name Candor. But yeah, she's alive. She was time for that boy thing, not definitely. Yeah. Let's check one more video out, and then I'm going to that.
If you've been waiting to apply for disability benefits, don't. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a lawyer at Atticus. Applying as soon as
This
you're unable
stuff
to
is
work or
really
struggling
heating
to work
up.
due to your
It's
medical
getting
condition
real
can
interesting because
really help strengthen your case.
he is
The
hot, man.
process takes time, but winning benefits is life-changing for so many of our clients. The average disability check is worth about $1,500 a month, but some people
No, I ain't
receive
saying we came from.
$3,800 monthly.
Do not.
You also
We came from
automatically
like the
get
Jaguar
Medicare as
sector.
part of those benefits.
I
If you're
no, I
considering
never was
applying for
like.
disability benefits, Atticus can help.
No,
Across the
we
board,
didn't come
our
from
clients
that.
get
We came
benefits
from
80% of
that
the time
Jaguar
compared to the
sector.
22% national average. And there's more. You'll get back pay for the time you spent waiting for your
Yeah,
application.
girl. Anyway, I know I ain't come from no damn D-Not channel. Hell no. That's Yolanda though. Shit. We came from that sector. That's what I was meaning. Not meaning to say like we came from him. No. Heck no. No, sir. Yeah, and Messy. Yeah, you met me in Messy channel.
The bespoke AI laundry combo.
And I met Swecko from
Even smarter with smart.
Hear Her. But what I'm saying, we was all watching the Jag stuff, and if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't even met each other. But that's the sector. No. All right, let's get into this last little video, and then I'm out of here.
Threatening on day 17 of testimony to kick the hip-hop mogul out of his own trial for making facial expressions at the jury. We'll have much more on. Also today, an alleged victim crying on the stand, a woman going by the name Jane. She is central to the government's case against Combs. He has pleaded not guilty to all allegations. Jane telling the jury in graphic detail about her first alleged freak-off, where she tried to speed things up to get it over. Also today, Brianna, you came in here and you lied to this jury. Something she denied.
In the bushes.
There's a lot to unpack here. Plus, later, we dive into Diddy's empire and break down what Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Kotursky live outbreak. The judge threatened to kick Sean Combs out of the trial. What happened?
Yeah, he did, Eva, and it seemed to almost come out of nowhere because he was discussing an evidentiary matter with the attorneys and then suddenly switch topics to admonish Combs and say he'd noticed that Sean Combs had been nodding vigorously toward the jury during the testimony of Brianna Bongolan. And is to be no jest of that kind. It's happened repeatedly, and he said if it's to happen again, he would consider receiving an instruction from prosecutors, a curative instruction to the jury, and he said even worse, he would consider removing Combs for the remainder of the trial. He said that's not something anyone wants, and he told the defense attorney, the lead defense counsel, Mark Agnifilo, is it going to happen again? And Agnifilo assured him, Eva, that it would not.
Okay, so what was Combs' behavior like after the judge ripped into him?
Oh, it was much different. He kept his gaze squarely focused on the witness box and the bench. But he's been doing this. He's been nodding along when he agrees with testimony, shaking his head when he disagrees with testimony. And for the judge at this particular moment, it just seemed to get too expressive, where it may have crossed a line into...
Right, it's getting out of control. They tired of that. But the judge should have been addressed this. Like I said before, they was the juror passing notes, they laughing and giggling and talking and all of this stuff. Everything is just like unprofessional. The judge should have been stopped all of this stuff that was going on. This is not a game. This is people, real lives. People was hurt by this man. And not even only that, he got a family. His family is watching this. It's just said that, you know, the judge should have been spoke up, you know, letting all of this shenanigans go on. He should have been said something and been correct the problem. But Diddy don't want to be in the back looking at the screen watching his case, because that's what's going to happen. He going to wind up doing something else. Diddy can't control himself. You know, and just like when that lady came in there, they was like, he looked at her and gave her a nod, like, okay, like, you know, like all of that. Like when you on trial, certain things, you're not supposed to be engaging like that. You know, you on trial. This is a real trial.
To what he felt could have been an attempt to intimidate the jury to see things his way.
Brianna Bongolan also wrapped up her testimony today. How did that go?
Well, it may leave prosecutors wondering why they called her in the first place, because they said the whole point of her testimony, Eva, was to show that this is why Cassie Ventura felt coerced into sex, because she witnessed what Sean Combs was capable of, because she saw or heard about her friend, Brianna Bongolan, known as Bana, be hoisted by Combs over a balcony on the 17th floor. And the defense accused her of lying to the jury about it, suggesting it couldn't have happened when she said it did, because Combs was in New York for a concert and a Bad Boy reunion tour. And Brianna
Absolutely, Swecco, absolutely. And just imagine if you up there doing your testimony and somebody essayed you and you trying to be for real, and you know what I'm saying, and people are laughing and making a mockery and thinking this is funny. That shit hurt. And this is, again, why a lot of people do not be coming out, because they scared of stuff like this. Like, that shouldn't even be going on. At the end of the day, that judge should have been put a stop to it. But now it's getting out of control. You don't wait till it get out of control. You fix it when it first happened. That way everybody know their position. But since he let it get out of control, now is to the point now he want to say something. Yup, it's definitely turning into a damn circus. Like they making a mockery out of this shit. And it's just sad. These are people real life affected. The lady said she got PTSD. She's scared that even like if she go outside and somebody call her name from across the street, she think it's him. She ain't say she think it's him. I'm making that up. I'm saying that out my own mouth, but y'all get what I'm saying. She just, you know, get a little nervous, like who the hell is that? Because this nigga did that, and he be running through looking for everything. Yeah, see, where the fuck you at? Where that bitch at? And all of that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And now the lady feeling like he probably was calling her crazy too. What the fuck that bitch? I'm gonna fuck you up. All of that stuff. Like, that is traumatizing. And they sitting up there, yeah. Mentally, trauma is forever. Yes, Mr. Love. I wonder if the judge been brought. And you know what? A lot of people was asking that question. And right now, I don't know. But he let a lot of disrespectful stuff go on since he been on this case. And that's another thing. Well, Diddy, it is in Diddy's favor. You know what I'm saying? At this point, whereas though the judge ain't, so he can't really be like, can I get another judge? Because the judge was letting this stuff go on, but the judge needs to be more lenient and more for real. Like, this is not a game. This is real people affected. Like, why is this funny? And first of all, why is they writing notes and passing it around? And why is they even talking? They need to address the juror too, because they out of line too at some point. He need to address them too. I think it was how things changed. Remember us, honey, with George the juror the first time. Yeah, and that's another thing. They allegedly supposed to got people that don't even know him, allegedly, who really don't know Puff Daddy in New York. Unless you old is I don't know what. Even some of the children know him. You know, and then they're like, well, who didn't see the tapes? Them tapes went viral. The whole world seen that stuff. That's why I don't even think it's going to be fair, period, because at the end of the day, he's from New York. Everybody know him. It was an older man out there the other day talking and how he know Gene, how he know Puff, how he know Jim Jones. He was naming all the little rappers and all of this stuff that's from New York that he know. Like, at the end of the day, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Because these jurors allegedly supposed to don't even know, never heard of Sean Puffy Combs or Love. Imagine that. This is your hometown. This is where you grew up from. How don't nobody know you? I don't know. Maybe they don't watch social media or listen to the radio. It's just crazy.
Bongolan held firm, said she disagreed with the defense assertion that she was lying, and on redirect, prosecutors said, do you have any doubt whether this happened? She said, I have no doubt.
This is what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
90% of students with a...
But you wonder if the jury now does.
We also heard from a witness going by the pseudonym Jane. She took the stand today. What did she say?
Jane is important because she is the central figure in the second sex trafficking count that Sean Combs faces, to which he's pleaded not guilty. And Jane talked about Sean Combs flying her to Los Angeles, to Miami, to New York, to Turks and Caicos. And 90% of the time they were together during the course of what she said was a 3-year relationship. They had, she didn't call them freak-offs as Cassie Ventura did, but she knew as hotel nights. And she said they followed a pattern where the lights were red, the rooms were stocked with baby oil by assistants. Sometimes she said they'd go through 24 bottles a night. And then an escort would enter. She said she was made to wear her hair down, but it was time for sex, though. It had to be in a ponytail, creamy white nails as nail polish. And when the escort would come in, she'd disrobe, begin oral sex, because that's what Sean Combs wanted to see.
Did Combs show any kind of reaction to Jane or what she said on the stand today?
His gaze certainly followed her when she entered the courtroom in a brown skirt suit. I'm not sure she looked at him as she took her place down the aisle and into the witness box, but Sean Combs was looking at her. She told the jury that their relationship lasted right up until the night he was arrested.
Aaron Katersky, thank you so much. We got to break this all down. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer is joining us. We first got to talk about that big moment in court. Combs, almost getting kicked out of court.
Yeah, that's what I meant to tell y'all. Imagine, how can you go through 12, 2 dozen, 12 is a dozen, a baby oil. That's got to be some slippery situation. And also they said when they be doing these hotel things, they get extra sheets and extra bedding, whereas though sheets is bedding, y'all know. And they cover up the bed and cover up all the furniture and stuff because it be so much baby oil. And they're going, well, I don't know if you ever had baby oil on you or any kind of oil. Once it get in there, once it seep in there, you got to throw that away. Because oil do not come out. You cannot wash oil out. I don't care how much bleach you use. Oil don't come out. A white t-shirt. And a lot of times in these hotels, these tellies, they have white sheets. And you know what I'm saying? So they had to dress it up and all of this stuff and had their own special towels and stuff. And this is why he would give them an extra $500 to $1,000 to clean these rooms because they got to be deep clean. A lot of the oil price set into the bed itself, so you got to do thorough cleaning. One point the hotel manager said he had to go in there and do it again. Sometimes these rooms had to be cleaned for hours, 2 days and stuff like that because of the oil and stuff like that. Like oil is hard to get out of anything. I don't care what you putting it on. But he paid for it. They did it, and that's just what it is, I guess.
Can you just explain to us the rules of it all for people? Most of us have not spent much.
The rule is, the overarching rule is you cannot influence a jury in any way. Even as an attorney, if I'm going out to get lunch or whatever, may be a juror in the hallway, I've got to about face and go the other direction. So having Sean Combs the jury is a big, and when I say no, this is cool, like nodding and going like yes vigorously. And don't forget, if Sean Combs is in court and he's facing straight ahead, looking at the judge or looking at the witness, he actually has to turn almost like this to look at the jury. So it's pretty intentional, not just in his body, which is where he's directing himself, but also that nodding of the head. And the judge said, as Aaron Katersky said, wants none, because if he does so again, could get kicked we know that Sean Combs and her were friends through a mutual
Oh my
individual.
goodness.
Then it became romantic. He had a large life
You hear me now?
personality, very sweet. They went on a date. I think the first date lasted for 5. Back in a better term, she was swept off of her feet and dropped very early on.
What happened to their relationship? What did she say?
Yeah, so she was saying that first it was love, and then Sean Combs initiated this idea of having these hotel nights, which we also know and heard of them, called free cuffs. First, it started off with just one, and she thought that would just be a cool thing to do to bring them closer together. But then she started to say that almost like 90% of the interaction when they had physical relations had these free verbally. She told Sean Combs, I don't want to participate in this. And she made it very clear she did not want to, but she felt compelled through either through finances or fraud, part of that sex trafficking indictment, that she had to participate.
Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much for being with us. Still ahead, Brian Buckmeyer and Bernardo Biologis. This trial.
That is what had me that I was saying that but I don't believe that he basically I don't know, I think he was standing up and doing the water drink to basically try to tell the judge, like, if you need something, I got you. Because why would you stand up to pour you a glass of water in the middle of court? Like, it just didn't make sense. Like, I'm just trying to understand what was that about. You know, I ain't gonna say that I believe that I don't know, this judge, like Swecko said, this judge is not a strong judge. This is probably one of his first celebrity trials, so he's probably not used to it. You know, he probably don't even know how to deal with it, because this is a big trial right now. Like, this is not probably something that he used to. So I ain't gonna say he's scared, distraction, tactic. Oh, okay. Okay, yes. I agree. Okay, yes. That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. Distraction. They working on a mistrial. They trying to get a mistrial back. Well, I don't know. We got to see. But my whole thing is, if Diddy get out of this, and then some of these people that was on the trial get missing or get unalive, then definitely he has something to do with it. Period. Point blank. Fuck that. We not ain't no more mistrials and all of this stuff, because somebody gonna have to have some concrete and stuff like that on this man. He cannot, because I know he upset. These people is going against you. And mind you, he paid Cassie off, and she still put out a lawsuit on him. She said, yeah, I got that money, and I'm still. She rocked his world. Is a witness missing? I don't know. I only know Virginia, she not missing. She just don't want she don't want no parts of it. She don't want to get in there. She don't want to do it. And they subpoena her. So I don't know if she can go to jail. I don't think she missing. She told them that she don't want to do it. She told them she don't want to do it. She don't care if she go to jail. She said, cause they subpoenaed her, and when you get subpoenaed, you supposed to show up. But I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Yeah, I heard he paid her off not to publish the book. I thought, right, and that's why she said she's not getting up there and she's not taking the stand. But as far as I know, she not missing. No, she made it clear. She made it clear that she don't want no parts of it. Period. Like, nah, baby. Leave me out of this one. I'ma take the bench. She said, I ain't being a part of that. No, sir. She was not playing, and she ain't playing. She did that serious. She probably got the fuck away from them, trying to look for her to take the stand to testify. But for that, I don't think she missed it. She just don't want no.
What could mean for the music mogul's legacy.
Therapy has always been such a scary idea to me because I simply did not know where to get started. And helped me solve a lot of those problems. With BetterHelp, I got started on my therapy journey, and I actually went through a couple of different therapists to find my perfect match, and that's something that you shouldn't be scared of. You start with a questionnaire when getting started with BetterHelp, and even that helped me guide and helped me think about what I'm looking for with this experience, because getting started, I had no idea. Only thing I knew going into it was that I would benefit from talking about my feelings.
Welcome back to ABC News Live. Another day of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial from Cassie Ventura's close friend, Brianna Bongolin, returning to the stand to the much-anticipated testimony from a third alleged victim testifying under the pseudonym Jane. Let's break down the key legal strategies we saw play out in court today. We have Brian Buckmeyer taking on the role of defense and Bernarda Villalona, the prosecution. Bernarda, I'm going to start with you. The defense really trying to poke holes in Brianna's testimony, really questioning the timeline of that alleged 2016 balcony dangling, why she made
I didn't see it, but
contact with Ventura and Combs.
I mean, bitch, my look.
She
You
told the prosecutor
Instagram me?
on redirect, quote, "I have no doubt I will never forget him holding me on that balcony." Was she an effective witness for them?
So at some point, I was concerned for the prosecution because you're like, wait, hold up. When the defense brought the receipts in the sense of showing the messages and the mega data of when that actual text message was actually sent, then it made her testimony just completely fall apart. However, as a prosecutor, and I think even as a defense attorney, when you're dealing with times and dates of things that happened so long ago, it's very difficult for a witness to remember that. The most important thing is, do you remember the big ticket items? Do you remember the material facts? But I will say this. The prosecutor rebounded from all of that. Able to bring in a text message.
Oh, that's the other one.
That had the
in on Brian's face
the
right
text
now.
message, the receipt from that time from 2016, where it says Cassie is texting, I think, KK and saying like, look, I had enough. Look, he dangled her off the railing. That's the 2016 text. At that time, there was no text because you know what? In the future, ding, 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 there may be a criminal case, or ding, 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 I may file a civil lawsuit. So I think because that changed the narrative when it came to Ms. Barno.
Yeah, so no, it didn't change in that sense at all because the receipts were so damning. Because she said on her own, she does not have an independent knowledge of this event, correct? They also showed not just, I wouldn't get the timeline is yet. One time she has a neck brace, and then a week later she's partying and she does have a neck brace. That sounds like you're out for money from the get-go. And you think that this text message cures it? No, because she doesn't know when this happened. You look at the metadata, she says firmly, this photo was taken on the same day. They show that this happens in California. Sean Combs is performing with Little Kim the night before. He's ordering room service on the same time. And when asked the question, can a person be in California and New York at the same time? Theoretically, yes. If this text message does anything, it shows that Cassie and her were scheming because the metadata doesn't lie and where he's performing doesn't lie. So now it seems like the defense has been trying to argue this entire time. They've been working on this story for quite some time.
Let's bring in this text message because if you weren't in court, you didn't get to see all of this play out. There was a text message extracted from a cell phone seized from Combs' one-time chief of staff.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that.
And in the message, Cassie wrote, quote, "He came into my house and my friends were here. They woke me up because he was ringing the bell like crazy." The message continued. He went on at Banna and choked her and then dangled her feet off the balcony.
This is one question. Yes or no? Was she
Why are Japanese women the thinnest in the world? Learn our secret right now. Drink what we Americans are calling the Japanese Manjaro every single.
Was Sean Combs performing in the Bad Boy reunion between September 24th to the 29th? This is
The
sent
dates are wrong. The dates are wrong, but still,
So when did it happen
it's
then?
the material. It's the dates. We're talking about a few days.
I know, Swacko. Why haven't he called? Wow, ugh. That's what I'm saying. So what? What's gonna happen is she said right. Oh right. That's right. No, so yeah, I'm trying to do. I don't know. Right now, they not saying if he's gonna get on the stand or not. I think he's scared. I think he's scared to get on the stand. I really do. I think he is nervous to get on the stand, just like a lot of the tactics that he did today. I think they was like, distraction and scared tactics too. Because sometimes when you're scared and you're nervous, you tend to do different things. Some people bite their nails. Some people, and I think a lot of that was a lot of that because I believe a lot more happened with this lady, this Jane Doe, and it's going to come out. But he need to take the stand at this point. He needs to take the stand. Guys, he definitely should take the stand. And I'm not sure why he haven't. Well, a lot of his I guess a lot of his freak offs was between him and what I'm saying. Although it was big people in there, but I don't believe like they said Jay Z was a part of a lot of them and all of this stuff. Jay Z probably was there, but I'm feeling like it was more like Diddy mastermind for the freak offs, so that's probably why he not really probably trying to put nobody else out there because this probably was his idea, and a lot of other celebrities probably just went with it. He the mastermind, and they just wrote with the shit, wrote with the. You know what I mean? Oh, he going on the stand. That's what bitch told my look saying. Oh, he is. Ooh, ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Literally, he's going to win because of money. Yes, yes, I believe that. I believe that. But at the end of the day, Rico taking him down. I think. Trial, girl, this gonna be a movie. If y'all don't know Diddy now, y'all do now. If y'all didn't know him before, you know him now. Goddamn Diddy.
What? Now,
did he do it or not?
This text message, but this text message here, the core of it is that it happened. The question.
And bitch, so look, I got that video. I'm gonna look at it. I think I seen it though, cause I be watching all of them.
In 2016?
They be out there all day.
The corroboration that it happened.
But you don't.
Look, I agree with
Was the balcony?
failed in determining the.
Did they just show the balcony?
I would not have called her if I would have prosecuted because that type of testimony now kind of taints the testimony of other.
I think they showed the balcony, but
Taints Cassie going to put this incident in her own civil lawsuit and got it wrong according to this person, and then this person seems to get it wrong as well. How many times can you get a story wrong before you start thinking, is the story made up?
But either way, I don't. In terms of the dangling off the balcony, I really don't care about that because again, we're here for the racketeering conspiracy. We're here for the sex trafficking and the transportation to engage in prostitution. Not about really the dangling. That was there for the coercion part. We move on from that. Let's focus on
tell them what false is.
Let's talk about Jane because we're going to run out of time and we don't have to talk about anything else, right? Jane was on the stand today. Her testimony effective?
Well, as of now, it's direct examination. So for the prosecution, direct examination better be effective, right? It better go your way because you control the direct examination. So Maureen Comey is doing an excellent job in the sense of laying the story of how they first met. How was the relationship? You know, how much did he provide for you? And were you working? How much money were you making? And how did he propose this money? And how did he propose the drugs that he was giving to you? And ultimately, when did these hotel nights begin and whose idea was and how often?
And Brian, I have to ask you about the judge situation that happened today with Combs almost getting thrown out of the courtroom. Can a defense attorney like really keep their client in line? I mean,
so like, not that you should. When we were probably children and you were sitting down and you're doing something your mother didn't want you to do, you might get a little pinch on the side.
Is the defense attorney gonna pinch?
Stop that right now.
That look,
Yeah. So do I give like that daddy look that my son doesn't like to my clients when they're doing something foolish? Yeah. Do I give him a little?
Yeah.
And I think that might happen.
But you know the problem and why the judge is upset, because Sean Combs, because I'm in the main courtroom, and Sean Combs is actively giving those nods. So you
I don't get no
giving them testimony as to where you stand to that jury when you're not on the witness stand to give that. Sean Combs head not like, yeah, that's true. Oh no, he's lying. No, get on the stand if you want to say that. No, he's doing like that.
He's not doing this.
Oh yeah, I got the same case shit. I thought you said I got some case shit.
That we all just witnessed. Brian, Buckfire, Bernardo Villolona there, and the impact this trial could have.
Yeah, I got the same case shit. But y'all, what do y'all think? What do y'all think is going to happen? Is this man going to jail or going to hell? He might be going both. Jail or hell. This is out of control. That's what's going to be my next sentence. Jail or hell. Mistrial. I'm thinking that too. I hope it don't be no mistrial, because from what I'm hearing, it's a juror that's on there that's already in her feelings, and already like when people come up there and be a witness or testify against Diddy, from what I hear from the insiders, that they already like side-eyeing all the victims. Like, he ain't do that. And we know he did this. We know deep in our heart, if you can do that to Cassie, I'm quite sure you did that to other women. And not only that, you got people that's scared to come out and talk about what Diddy did. Even Mary J. Blige, she don't want a part of it. Nobody wants a part of it because they know that even they can't even get up there and say like the other guy the other day, his homeboy, he was one of his assistants or worked for him and all of this stuff. They said, well, how would you, is Diddy a good guy and this and that? This man said, I cannot answer that. Right in our face. Why can't you answer that? If he a good man or not? How you can't answer that? That's when you know. That's when you know that you done fucked up. Your own person. He got up there and said, yeah, you mentored him, you taught him the ropes, you did different things for him, and this, then, and third. But when it came down to, is Diddy a good man? He said he can't answer that. That's another thing. What did he do to Kim? And what he did to L.B. Shore? And what he did to a lot of these artists and these people that wanted to basically be famous. oh, this is so heartbreaking. At some point, it's really heartbreaking at the end of the day because you like, are you for real? I don't know if I'm going. What is really going
Like I've been through so much trauma with this guy, man.
on? All right, so we about to move on to one more thing, and I'm gonna get out of here for real. I keep on saying that, but yeah, Diddy was a monster. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how they try to sugarcoat it. We done heard stories of Diddy years and years and years ago. Everybody wanted to get away from him. Biggie wanted to get away from him. What happened when Biggie wanted to get away from him? Allegedly, he got unalive. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people wanted to get the hell away from him. Get me out of here. Get me away from this man. It seemed all good, and then he sit up there and act like he got all these promises for your career. He gonna help you. He gonna finance you, and this, that, and the third. Now let's jump into day 26, and this was years ago. Let's jump into this real quick.
And the whole situation, like
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
I kept trying to get in. Like I've been through so much trauma with this guy, man, and the whole situation, and I just.
So this is from Source TV 2.0 or 2.0.
Just want to say, I think he needs a lot of prayer, and he needs mental health, like the things that we can relate to. You know,
Absolutely.
I think that's what's gonna save him or help him.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I don't think we should talk about him. I don't think we should make fun of him. In my documents that I have for my mental health, I have his name mentioned in there. But it used to traumatize me a lot, to where everybody thought something was really wrong with me. And stuff. But I just don't blame him. I blame people around him too, because they ain't innocent either. Like I've been through so much trauma with this guy, man, and the whole situation. I want to say, I think he needs mental, like the things that we can relate to. You know,
Absolutely.
I think that's what's gonna save him or help him. Nothing else. I don't think we should talk about him. I don't think we should make fun of him. In my documents that I have for my mental health, I have his name mentioned in there. But it used to traumatize me a lot, to where everybody thought something was really wrong with me. And stuff. But I just don't blame him. I blame people around him too, because they ain't innocent either. Like I've been through so much trauma with this guy, man, and the whole situation. And I just want to say, I think he needs a lot of prayer, and he needs mental health, like the things that we can.
And that is day 26. That was when he did the show. This is after the show. This is years after the show. And he's talking about
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
he is like traumatized. He traumatized men and women. I don't understand why they don't take this man and put him with R. Kelly, and they can have their own pee parties and stuff. Not a tea party, but a pee party. They can pee on each other and enjoy themselves. Like at the end of the day, you affected real people lives. These people set up there acting like or thinking that they're gonna get fame and fortune. You know, it's just sad.
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize for what I can't talk about right now? But I just want
Grown men up here crying. They was young. They was young. Yes, a whole people. But these was young guys trying to make it in the industry. Now they older now, and this stuff is traumas. He still can't even talk about half of the stuff that he been through with Diddy. Not even only that, y'all know he humiliated them on that show. He made them walk to go get some cheesecake and all of this crazy stuff, making them stand outside and do goofy stuff. Like, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? You making a band. It wasn't like we is in competition. They was groups. So while you making us basically whoever come back faster, get the winning prize and this, that, and the third, but they was a group. So I didn't even understand why he was putting them in competitions like they are not a group. They are all together. They came as one when they came to sign up and sign the label. And then not even only that, you made music for them. And their music got money. People liked it, Day 26. People liked it, Danny King. People liked it, these people. And at the end of the day, you ain't get these people nothing. You left them for dry. They don't get no royalties. They don't get nothing. They set up there, work hard, tears, all of this stuff. And just like that lady Bona said, she will work for daggone days without getting no damn rest. And that should be a labor law, because by law, you ain't supposed to be working nobody 24 hours of a whole day. Unbelievable. She said she done worked 40 hours. Who worked 40 hours in one day? That's just too much. Aubrey O'Day exposed it. Yes, yes. He treated them all bad. Poor Justin. Damn.
wanted to apologize
And these good people.
because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong.
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize? But for what I can't talk about right now. But I just wanted to apologize because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong.
Did you ever confront Diddy about this?
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize? But for what I can't talk about right now. But I just wanted to apologize because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong.
I'm going to just say this and I'm going to end it here. Some people that are mentally disabled, because I believe Diddy have some mental issues himself, because allegedly they saying that most of this stuff happened to him, so he had to do it to other people. I believe that he not gonna apologize because he feels as though he didn't do nothing wrong. If this happened to him at a young age, it looked like it was okay. It looked like this is the way to go, but as far as an apology, I don't think Diddy feel as though he did anything wrong at the end of the day. So once he realized and hold himself accountable, he might apologize if he find it in his heart. But it's like the Diddy devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I don't believe that he feel as though that he did anything wrong, because this is the lifestyle that he allegedly, this is my words, grew up in. Or this is the things that happened to him. So it probably felt okay when he was young. But at some time, you have to realize that this is wrong as an adult. But instead of doing that, he still turned around and hurt people. And y'all know what they say: hurt people, hurt people. But at the end of the day, you have to stand up and somebody got to break the cycle at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot. I don't know what's going on in Diddy's mind, but I believe that he needs some mental health. I believe he needs some therapy. He will apologize when he is about a lot of money. You think he gonna apologize then? Girl, push it, kid. It's right there. It's right there. But I believe Diddy don't feel as though he did anything wrong. He walking around like again he did it. He apologized and then he took it down though. Remember? He apologized and then he snatched that shit off. After the apology, it probably stayed up there but everybody caught it. You know, people caught it. And that's how we got to see it because he posted it and then took that shit right back down. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button for me, please. Thank you. And can we get some new subscribers tonight? Let's get some new subscribers, please, y'all. Please, y'all, run me up. Yo, but I believe but the apology, he can keep the apology. He's in having fun in jail. No, that's why he tried to get his attorneys to keep him out into 10 o'clock. He a demon. No applesauce. That's right. All he eat in jail, applesauce. He need to be eating some Tootsie Rolls. I wish I was a nigga. But I think he probably have to be on like PC because he's a celebrity. So more 9 times out of 10 he not in population. The way they said Bill Cosby had his little his with his jail cell, they said his jail cell was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Diddy got the money for it, but I don't know if they're gonna allow that. No Tootsie rolling. No Tootsie rolling. Shit. If I was the dude and I had to see that guy, I put my Tootsie Roll right on his face. Right on his face. Yeah. Yeah. No FOs. No baby oil. No applesauce. No baby oil. No Tootsie Roll. No FOs. Man. That guy there, Diddy, I ain't even gonna lie, when he first came out, he was hot. Everybody was liking him. Everybody was liking him until we learned different things. We learned different things. Like one of the first things that we heard back in the day was he was disrespectful to the dancers. Y'all remember that? He was very disrespectful to the dancers, and we were like, no, not Diddy. Okay, we pushed that under the rug. And then he allegedly, he made Cassie allegedly cut her hair off. That came out, and then now, he beat her up and this, that, and the third, and that pushed that under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Because once things started getting quiet, it was like maybe it didn't happen. But we done heard stories for life. We done heard stories since 1997. I think that's when, because I was in love with Lil Kim. She was my girl. And, she came from them, so I had no choice but to listen to them because that's where she came from. You know what I'm saying? Biggie wasn't one of my favorites. Pac was my favorite. But at the end of the day, I had listened to from them, from Little Kim, because Lil Kim was hot and oh, he go again. She got stories too, but she another one that's not trying to say different things. Nobody don't want to, you understand? Come out and say stuff. And then, remember she was arrested and got locked up for all of this other stuff and this, and the third. I believe, I ain't even gonna go there. Not today. I never liked him or R. Smelly. I love R. Kelly. I don't like the things that he did, but R. Kelly for his music, yeah, I love R. Kelly. The music was my shit. I love R. Kelly. Hang with girl, allegedly. And then she said he was like groping her because she a little lady, so he was holding her from the back and dangle her over the balcony. Now what if he would have dropped that lady? Oh my God, how could he fix that? How could he have fixed that? Now, and that's another thing. How could he have fixed that? Come on now. She don't even deal with Diddy at all. No more. Mace left. Mace seen demonic stuff. He was so scared he went to go be a preacher. That man was like, oh, I gotta get my life together. He said, F that. I don't even want to rap no more. Mace got the far away from him. And the devil and Jesus do not mix. So you already know the story behind that. They don't mess with each other no more. I know my boy is going to but I think he's going to walk. I think so too, Cheesecake. The way that they grilling on the witnesses, I believe so too. Somebody got to come with some real good stuff that's going to smack his ass on that book and be like, yeah, he did that. Yo, they need to get the real people. But they saying they got these tapes. They ain't going to probably show us. But they will show the jurors. And y'all know, at the end of the day, it's going to be some shit going on. And that's probably why Gina didn't want to come out. Regina, she probably didn't want to come out because she probably already know this going to be a flop. This going to be a doozy. Like, why come out? And then this man come home. At the end of the day, P. Diddy can always find these people. He still got money. His mom got a lot of his money. Everything is in her name. Why did you do that? That's what I'm saying. This guy was calculated. Diddy already knew eventually he would get caught for something. He put almost everything in his mom's name or under the Bad Boys. He don't really have nothing in his name. That's why I said this man was kind of smart. He was not a dum-dum. He was not trying to get himself wrapped up or mixed mixed up and none of this stuff. So he was on point. Cause even if they ain't gonna catch me, I'm just gonna be on the safe side. And then that's why I got these motherfuckers tapes with all these motherfuckers on there, because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers try to act like they're gonna play with me. I'm gonna expose all these motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Once again, that man, he wasn't dumb. He wasn't dumb. He played that. He did that. He played that. Y'all, about to get up out of here. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to come up for a little bit. Chop it up for a little bit. I should have been dropped the link. I don't know, y'all. I be on stuff. I talk too much sometimes. But I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up. It is nothing but time. Yes, ma'am. On his hands. Anybody can hit the link as long as you be respectful. You know, I mean, you know, we all have our own opinion. Just be respectful. And yeah. But, yeah, y'all. As long as this is a little good out. This a hot mess. Oh, so my look, I sent it to you on Insta. But y'all, this is gonna be explosion at the end, because they got other secret people that's supposed to be coming and laying their testimony down. So we might start seeing some big people. And then who is KK? Because you know that they kept on, Bona kept on bringing KK. So, as far as I know, they labeled KK as his co-conspirator. So, she probably gonna have to come and take the stand eventually too. You know, 'cause they was like, she helped them do a lot of this stuff. Yes, KK. So yeah, she might have to take the stand at some point, but she on Diddy's side. So even if she takes the stand or not, it's really not going to help the defense. It's going to help him. You know what I'm saying? But KK, she's supposed to have been the one that was, you know, when the money got to go through, and you know what I mean, she was okay in certain stuff. Diddy will call her or be like, yeah, send this over there, wire this money to da-da-da, boom, 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 boom. So it's just a lot, and it's a lot. Like, yeah, baby, I'm about to get up out of here. I will just give y'all a shout out real quick before I get up out of here. I want to give a shout out to my best moderators in the motherfucking world. Can nobody fuck with us over here? Got my bitch on my look, my sweat cold up in here. My two best moderators. Can't nobody fuck with them. All love, all day, Tuesday, too. I think it's St. Michael when it's... Yeah, and thank you, Bush Babies. Make sure y'all hit that button, hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you already haven't. You ain't gotta always be in a bush. You can come out, pop out, pop out. Jeff was up in here, my other moderator, yay, baby. Alright, y'all, we about to be up out of here. Ain't nobody wanna hit the link. Nobody want to come up. Any last comments before we get up out of here? All right, Swecko, I see you. I see you. All right, my babies, we better get up out of here. Y'all already know how we do it. I love y'all, and ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure y'all love your family. Make sure you love yourself first and love God as always. Missy is out. Love y'all. Thank you.